Transformations Review question number 3. What sequence of transformations can be used to show the triangle ABC is similar to triangle A double prime, B double prime, C double prime? Well, looking at the two figures, there was clearly a dilation because they are different sizes, which makes it easier to work backwards. So the first step we're going to do is to find the scale factor. Again, the scale factor is the side length from the image divided by a corresponding side length from the pre-image. So I'm going to use A double prime, C double prime, and AC. The length of A double prime, C double prime is 14 units, and the length of AC is 4 units. So to find my scale factor, I'm going to take 14 and divide it by 4. And 14 divided by 4 is 3.5. So my scale factor is 3.5. Take a moment, pause your video, and get all of step 1 written down. Step 2 is to find triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Again, we're working backwards. If we work backwards, then we're going to to find the preimage, we're going to take image divided by scale factor. So I took A double prime, which is at negative 7, 7, B double prime, which is at 7, 0, and C double prime, which is at negative 7, 7, and I divided each one of those ordered pairs, the coordinates, by the scale factor of 3.5. So negative 7 divided by 3.5, 7 divided by 3.5, 7 divided by 3.5, 0 divided by 3.5. Negative 7 divided by 3.5, negative 7 divided by 3.5. If you divide each of those by 3.5, you get A prime is at negative 2, 2, B prime is at 2, 0, and C prime is at negative 2, negative 2. So that is it for step 2. Now pause your video and get all of step 2 written down. Okay, step 3 is to graph A prime, B prime, C prime. A prime is at negative 2, 2, so I go to the left 2, up 2. And that's A prime. B prime is at 2, 0. So I go to the right 2, and then because it's 0, I don't go up or down, so it's on the x-axis. That's B prime. C prime is negative 2, negative 2. I go to the left 2, and then down 2. And that's C prime. Now, I'm going to connect the 3 dots. And I like to make it larger. Okay, so that is A prime, B prime, C prime. I'm going to write C prime down here. All right, that is step 3. Pause your video and get the graph drawn. All right, step 4 is to figure out what happened between A, B, C, and A prime, B prime, C prime. And we figure that out by looking at the orientation. Notice how A and A prime are across from one another. B and B prime are across from one another. C and C prime are across from one another. Everything is across from one another, which means that it is an opposite orientation. An opposite orientation means that a reflection has occurred. Opposite orientation means a reflection has occurred. So let's examine A, which is at 2, 2, and A prime, which is at negative 2, 2. If you look at this, your y-coordinates stayed the same. It's 2 and 2. They stayed the same. So y stayed the same, but your x-coordinates are opposite. Y stayed the same, but the x-coordinates, it went from 2 to negative 2, which means the x-coordinates are opposite. So that would look like negative xy. So the reflection was negative xy. If I look at my reflection, if I have negative xy, that means it was a reflection across the y-axis. Negative xy means it was a reflection across the y-axis. So, for step 4, we have that it was an opposite orientation, which means it was a reflection across the y-axis. Pause your video, get all of step 4 written down. All right, step 5, my final answer. The sequence of transformations included a reflection across the y-axis, followed by a dilation with the scale factor of 3.5. Again, the sequence of transformations included a reflection across the y-axis, followed by a dilation with the scale factor of 3.5. Pause your video, get all of step 5 written down. Okay, so that is it for number 3. I would pause your video one more time. Make sure that everything I have written down is on your paper. Don't forget anything. Don't miss any steps. Don't miss any work so you can get full credit. If you have any questions on number 3, let me know.